Hi, this is David, and today I'm going to help you with alors au début and le premier jour. And the key to all of this is going to be keeping the tip of our tongue touching the inside of our lower teeth and keeping the tongue forward. And then I'm going to ask you to say this all 10 times quickly, and I'll tell you why I want you to say it 10 times. For the alors au début, I want you to keep the tip of your tongue down. For the L in alors, don't raise the tip of your tongue up like an English speaker would normally do. Keep it down and say this. I'm going to pop the R into the O. So alors, alors. So I'm keeping the tongue forward. I'm letting the back of the tongue rise up for the R and going straight into the O. Alors, alors, alors. Let's listen to the original interview and let's listen to the beginning when she says alors au début.
Premier jour. Alors au début, comment ça s'est passé le premier jour? Alors au début, comment ça s'est passé le premier jour? Alors au début, comment ça s'est passé le premier jour? Parce que vous me l'aviez. Alors au début.
Okay, so I'd like you to say alors au début, alors au début. And notice that for début, it's not début, like in English there's no Y sound, it's not début, it's début. Alors au début, alors au début, alors au début. So the key to making that R pop is to keep my tongue forward and up near the roof of my mouth. Alors au début, alors au début. Now let's go on to le premier jour. Now when I arrived in France, I think I was still saying premier or première. It's premier. So let's just pronounce the le and then the first sound of premier. Le pre, le pre, le pre, le pre. And now I do almost hear a little bit of a scraping sound. Let's listen to the native speaker.
Comment ça s'est passé le premier jour? Alors au début, comment ça s'est passé le premier jour?
And you do hear a little bit of a scraping sound on that R in premier. Le premier, le premier. It's coming from the back of the mouth. Let's listen to the native speaker in the slow echoing version.
Comment ça s'est passé le premier jour?
You do also hear a little bit of scraping type sound. So, le premier jour. And for jour, what we want to do is notice that it's not a hard J sound. It's not jour. It's jour. So, to pronounce that correctly, let's forget about the R for a second and say jour. Jour. So it's a ou sound. It's not je. It's jour. Le premier jour. Le premier jour. And now let's keep our tongue forward and let the R come out. Le premier jour. Le premier jour. Le premier jour. Let's listen to the native speaker in the slow echoing recording say it.
Alors, au début, comment ça s'est passé le premier jour?
You hear him saying le premier jour, le premier jour, and then when in the original interview, you hear it quickly, very quickly.
Alors au début, comment ça s'est passé le premier jour? Alors au début, comment ça s'est passé le premier jour? Parce que vous me l'avez. Alors au début.
Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to say this all very quickly to see if you can say it correctly and quickly, and that's going to force you to look for the correct tongue and mouth position that makes it easy, because keep in mind that for the French this is easy, and it's because they're using their tongue and lips in a certain way to make these sounds. The reason for us that we trip over our tongue sometimes is that we're trying to use English tongue and lip positions to make these French words, and that's why we have problems sometimes. If we can find the right position, then it will become easy for us, and the way to find the right position is to experiment attempting to speak quickly. So the type of thing I want you to do is say quickly, au début, comment ça s'est passé le premier jour? Au début, comment ça s'est passé le premier jour? So I'm keeping the tip of my tongue down, touching the inside of my lower teeth, and I'm keeping the rest of my tongue forward, and I'm not pulling it back. So that's a tendency, a reflex that we have as an English speaker. Whenever we see an R written on paper, our tongue reflexively wants to come back, and the tip of the tongue wants to come back and up a little bit. So we have to fight that tendency sometimes. So what you want to do is say quickly, au début, comment ça s'est passé le premier jour? Au début, comment ça s'est passé le premier jour? Alors, remember that alors au début, say alors au début, alors au début, Alors au début, comment ça s'est passé le premier jour? Try to say that 10 times, and the reason for the exercise is to help you look for the tongue and lip movements that make it easy to say. Okay, have a good day.